So this is actually one of the most important things. If you get forward throw and Mai starts charging a fan like this, it's actually fake. If you do not back roll and you just wake up jump, you always punish counter here. Mai Shiranui is finally out in Street Fighter 6 and a lot of people are having trouble beating her. And even at the highest levels, I'm watching some Mai's get away with murder. So let's learn about the fake stuff, how we could beat it, and how we can keep this character in check. Okay, so the first thing I actually want to talk about are her fireballs. I'm sure you already know, but her basic fireballs just lose to strikes. You can just punch them. Sometimes it'll happen by accident. And if she charges them, right? So one thing I'm seeing a lot of even like high level legend Mai's do is they just run away and they'll charge this, right? If you ever see that and you're a fireball character, your own fireball will trade with them. Your EX fireball would beat it every single time, right? It'll go through. Now, a better option that a lot of Mai's are also doing is to make some space and press EX fan. Now, it's harder to react, but this will obviously beat your own fireball, but your own EX will beat it. It will not trade with it, it'll straight up beat it. She would have to charge her EX to beat it. If you have enough space, you can actually jump over. It's very hard for her to catch this. I don't even know if her level 2 would. She only had 18 frames of advantage. There's no way she could jump up here and DP my jump after that third fireball. So if you saw her charging an EX fireball and you have an EX fireball of your own, you can kind of nullify it that way. Speaking of EX fireball though, they're getting away with murder here, okay? So from like this round start range, if you ever see Mai do EX fireball into drive rush, right? So you might see something like this where she just throws it mid-screen. You can always counter hit her here if she's doing it from this close. Now, if she makes more space, that's a different story. She has more time to stop her drive rush, right? But let's say she does it. Even if she was to just run up block, from this range, she cannot block in time, right? We can always stop her drive rush here if she's doing it from this close angle. It's very fake for her to do it from here. Same with her charge if she does this. So sometimes she might catch you charging here. She cannot drive rush in that situation. I mean, she doesn't need to, but a lot of people are doing it. Similarly, even if she does something like this, if we check here and we're at close enough range, she's actually -3 here, right? It's not a big deal. But it means you can at least gamble. This is a bad situation. I'm not trying to tell you that she throws an EX fan at you from this close and you can just do whatever you want. That's not true. But you can gamble, right? So let's say she does something like this. And she wants to like mix you up with a dash, right? Even if I just chose like a pretty stupid option like sweep, I would win here, right? I even think sweep's a stupid option. I don't know why I said that. Like sometimes you just want to gamble in this situation. Even sometimes you might even want to gamble with like a DP or a drive reversal. Now it might not always work, obviously. But if you don't want to just sit here and hold it, you can take some guesses, okay? Like, I'm not trying to say there's a one fit all for her EX fan. Her EX fan is a stupid good move. But you can take some gambles here, okay? Especially if she does it like point blank off her heavy punch, she's going to be -3. If you want to try something super ballsy, she might dash up after it or something. Because you're plus, you can just walk up, throw her or something, right? Like, again, these are guesses. I'm not trying to tell you there's a one shot, like a one fits all solution here. But you can guess in that situation. So another thing Mai's are doing is they'll do something like this where they just do a stand heavy punch into a light fan from distance. And if you try to press a button here, you get counter hit. If you try to jump here, it would catch you on the way up, right? So if she can kind of bait you to staying still, they'll instead start doing stuff like this. Now, technically you can fuzzy jump this, right? So if I jump super late, that jump wouldn't come out if she threw the faster fan out where she doesn't charge, right? That being said, the timing's really tight. I do recommend trying to react. As soon as you block a heavy punch, I mean, maybe your mental stack will get too high at a certain point, especially if you're cornered, she can just do like a drive impact. Try to pay attention if she charges or not, right? The second you notice she's charging, I did it a bit late there, you can jump. But if you do it too late, she'll have time to DP. But yeah, it depends how low of like a jump in you have. And you can do it somewhat late. Like I'm waiting to see that she's actually charging rather than just holding up forward. That being said, either option will lose to a drive reversal, but she doesn't have to do either option, right? Like, you would have to guess with that drive reversal. She could just press stand heavy punch and do nothing, but the option is there. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is when Mai back throws you into the corner. Maybe she perfect parries you, maybe she just mashed and she got you, whatever. A lot of people, I see them getting away with this, even in Legend, they'll just dash forward and throw you again. Okay, let's take off that DP and let's put on a crouch light punch. This is not real, right? She's actually minus after this dash. That being said, she can drive rush at you to get a real meaty, and she can even get a real meaty throw like this. But if she drive rushes, she can never ever stop in time to block a DP. So there's kind of like, right, I'm gonna try to just stop my drive rush and block. I can't. I'm gonna try to cancel it with like a stand jab. I still get counter hit, right? So you try to pay attention. In my opinion, what I would do here is I would kind of buffer the DP and notice if she's turning green. And if I don't notice she's turned green and she does like dash or something, then maybe I would just wake up, crouch jab, or even throw tech. Right? Don't let her like get a back throw on you and start a throw loop. That's pretty fake. Even if she drive rushes, she cannot block the DP. On the topic of, you know, fake corner pressure, a lot of people are doing combos which lead to like a plus, you know, anywhere around plus 30. So she can get a meaty fan, right? Her meaty fan is 32 frame startup. So let's just say she does this, charges a fan at me. If I wake up throw or wake up anything, I'm going to get clocked in the head by this fan. But if you notice she's charging, this is a 30 frame animation. I would just, again, buffer DP. Don't just mash DP. Buffer DP. I'm buffering it. I'm buffering it. Oh, she's charging. She cannot stop that charge in time. You know, she will always lose the DP. I see so many people getting charged fan in their face when they have 3 meters, when they're a DP character, they're not in burnout. You can also drive reversal if you're not a DP character. She cannot block in time. And she doesn't have a mix up here. She can't just like throw a light fan quickly just to like recover faster. The second I notice she's starting to pull a fan on my wake up in the corner, I can stop her from doing it. I could do DP, I could do wake up drive reversal, and I can do wake up level 3, whatever. She can't block. If you see her charging this fan on your wake up in front of your face, this is super fake. I've seen this. The best players in Legend right now are just like taking this fan. Well, you have 30 frames to react to her. Like, I'm not saying it's the easiest thing ever, but like, because a lot of Mai's are doing it, you should at least pay attention, you know, buffer the DP. Oh, she's charging a fan, I'm letting it go. She has no counterplay, right? And if she's not charging the fan, you know, she just does something like this, and then you just notice she dashes. Okay, you don't have to let that DP go, right? You're just buffering it. Oh, press it, you know? So don't let her get away with that. One thing I really wanted to talk about, and this is less like direct counterplay, but one thing people have been complaining about, like one of her weaknesses, is that her DP has a very thin hitbox until she gets high. So if we see here, this is her heavy DP, which should be the biggest one. It's just like around her leg. It's very thin up here. And then the fire comes out and it's like fake. There's no actual hitbox there. There's no actual hitbox there. And then when she gets to the top, it's big, right? Up here, it's a big hitbox. But if you're DPing someone up here, you probably play modern or you read that jump an hour ago, right? So just outside this round start range, let's say you're playing neutral from here. If you do an empty jump, it's actually quite hard for her to DP it unless she knows you're going to press a button, right? So you can kind of play like this aerial mix-up game here where she wants to DP you and her DP wouldn't hit you unless she pressed the button, right? Yeah, I'll DP her if she presses a button. But if she was to jump from there and not press a button, she empty jumped, I could actually just miss my DP. You'll see Mai's miss their DP anti-air a lot because it's like very thin. Like look how close I am. It's not going to hit. I'll even move up a bit. It's not going to hit. I mean, she's crouching, but yeah. It's a bad hitbox, right? So that's something you can try to abuse. Now, this isn't just like a direct counterplay thing, but it's something I would mix in, right? If you're ever from this far, try to go for some empty jumps. If you have a very big normal, you can try to press your normal instead. Yeah, you get the point. Also, there's one thing that Mai's are doing. It's a little fake, but they want you to block this so they could do a level 1 in neutral, and it's like safe, quote unquote, right? So we see her, she takes a step back, makes me block all this. And because of all these fans are in my way, I can't stop her level 1. Now, if you know they're doing something like this, you can actually drive reversal after the second fan. And you got a punish counter. This is like a niche thing, but some people are doing it. So pay attention. You know, if you have 3 bars and you don't want her to get away with this, you get a full punish counter drive rush, which will lead to the fattest combo ever. This is more of a niche situation, but people are actually doing it. Okay, another thing I want to talk about is this kind of burnout pressure that people are doing. After her quarter circle back light punch, she's actually only... It's 0 on block, right? Even in burnout, she's 0 on block. So after you block one, you can actually try to trade with her like this. You can actually trade jabs here. Now, it's not like the best scenario ever because like you're trading a jab, but it's not like a true, you know, like when Aki's just carrying you to the corner, you have no like counterplay. There, you can trade with that jab and try to go from there. So yeah, it's still like a decent option for her, right? She can try to chip at you and be 0 on block where she can kind of trade with you. But it's not, again, it's not like a true block string that you see a lot of other characters do when you're in burnout. Some important things, if you get forward thrown and Mai starts charging a fan like this, it's actually fake. If you do not back roll and you just wake up jump, you always punish counter here. Now, she doesn't have to charge that fan, obviously, right? But I'm telling you, everyone is doing this. I don't know why. Maybe they think it's like literally free pressure after a throw. She cannot do this. You get the fattest combo of your life off a punish counter jump in if Mai is doing this too much. Now, she could try to like bait you to jump by doing this instead, right? So she throws you and she makes it look like she'll charge it and she just throws a very quick one, right? And then, you know, at least play that game with her at least play that game with her by showing her that she can't do this charge one. This charge one is really annoying because you're going to wake up into it and she's going to walk up behind it and everything, right? But she can't do it, right? So yeah, if you notice that Mai is doing something like this, and a lot of them are, I promise you, where she's forward throwing you and then charging a fan, just don't back roll. I feel like a lot of people have been conditioned to back roll every knockdown ever. I'm not sure why. There's a lot of reasons not to do it. I've talked about it in a different video. And even besides that video, there's even more reasons. And one is like this, where if I do back roll here, there's no risk in her doing this, right? I'll land on the fan if she does a slow one, compared to no back roll, where I will just jump, boom, do whatever I want, right? You get a full punish on it. Don't let them do that, okay? All right, the last thing I want to talk about is sometimes Mai's will do 3 jabs, and as you know, if you've seen in my other videos, after these 3 jabs for a lot of characters, your turn is just over. There's not much you could do. So to try to stop their opponent from taking their turn, they'll do this. If I was to mash my jab here, I would just win, and if I was to mash a medium, I would trade. But even if you block it, which is fine, you always get a punish counter jab because she kind of pushes herself into you with this move, and it's -4. So use your furthest reaching 4-frame move, and you can get a full combo off it, right? Something like this for Mai, whatever. Like you don't have to drive rush, but you can if you want. Now, a lot of Mai's aren't doing this, but I have seen it a few times. One of her quote-unquote weaknesses is she doesn't have a lot of good things to do on block, except throw an EX fan, which we already talked about. This move is this move is -4, which means you can get punished as she moves her forward. This move is obviously really bad on block. Here's another thing, is that she has a setup where if she knocks you down with quarter circle back medium, she can actually meet you with her elbow, right? So if we look at it here, she'll be +3, very good strike throw situation, but like, look how long this animation is, right? If you can't notice that she's flying at you for 50 frames, you wake up drive reversal, wake up DP, right? Like, it's very easy to react to once you realize it's coming. And this will always, maybe there's other setups. Right now, if you see someone end their combo specifically with quarter circle back medium, they're probably gonna do it. So at least keep your eye open for it, because most other Mai's will just get the corner carry like better knockdown, right? So if they're doing this medium instead, it's probably for a reason. They might do something like this, or they have another situation. And speaking of that, if they choose to do this in the corner, this medium punch ender, right? A lot of people, they'll choose not to do it in the corner. This is more damage. If they want to get the corner, they'll do this for more corner carry. So if you notice someone's doing this, she actually has an immediate overhead setup. So just keep your eye out that if Mai does something like this to you, she can get a +4 overhead, which lets her combo without meter. So just keep your eye out. If she's ending a combo with this medium punch ender, there's usually a reason. So if it's mid-screen, keep an eye out if she's going to do that tackle and then get ready to DP on wake up. And if she's doing it in the corner, just keep your eye out. She might do an overhead setup for you. Once you prove that you can actually block that overhead, maybe she'll do some like, you know, meaty low. I don't know. She doesn't have very good low buttons in general that like she can actually block string off. So keep your eye out for that. I would just block high. The second I see this from a Mai, I would default to blocking high, in my opinion, until they show you that they have a better option. Anyway, for now, that is it. Maybe there's more things I could talk about. If there's anything you're struggling with Mai, let me know in the comments. I can make a part 2. I hope you learned something. A lot of these things just have inherent counterplay, and some of them you're gonna have to guess, like the EX fan. It's a strong move. I hope you did learn something, and if you did, I'd appreciate a like, comment, and subscription. Stay beautiful, my friends. I'll see you next time.